Hello, season's greetings to you all. It's Liz from West Star Tarot, and I just thought I'd pop on quickly to talk about 5 favorite things I'm enjoying right now. And I first saw this done, 5 favorite things, something like that. I can't remember exactly, by Marlena Therese on her YouTube channel, I think in the summer. And I did a VR because I don't know why, but sometimes waiting till the end of the month to talk about my favorite things that month, I'm either too busy, I'm not in the mood, I've forgotten what what made me happy at the beginning of the month, whatever. So I really like kind of just thinking, you know what? Today I feel like talking about some things I'm enjoying. So here I go. A friend of mine, a dear tarot friend of mine, in the middle of October, sent me a spell kit. This is the remains of it. Can you see it? That's a bay leaf. And this was a big, giant, 3-tiered jack-o'-lantern beeswax candle that my friend made. So he made the candle, he ground up the herbs, he wrote up the spell, how to do it, and then he sent it to me and some other folks. And the instructions were to do it sometime between Samhain and New Year's Eve. So, I had all good intentions of doing it on Samhain, and then I didn't. And then I was waiting for the perfect time to do it. And suddenly one day I thought, this guy went to all this trouble to not only create the spell, but buy all the stuff, grind up the herbs, type up the whole way to do the spell, make the beeswax candle, then package it all up and mail it to me. And am I going to just sit here and not do the spell? How rude. So finally, last week, I said, this is it. So now it's December, and I've got this big old jack-o'-lantern burning on one of my altars in my room. And it was kind of like, hey, we're beyond the orange season. But I wanted to complete the spell. And I'm going to tell you, it was really powerful because my friend comes from a different school of spell crafting than I do. And so they are more in line with hoodoo spell crafting and spell casting. And I am more like Celtic witchy kind of school of spell casting, feminist witchcraft school of spell casting. So anyway, it was really powerful, and it involved crossroads, and it involved writing your intentions. I used a nail on the candle, and making a crossroads with the herbs, and then writing the outcome you want of the spell on a bay leaf. And so you did the crossroads, you put the bay leaf down, and there was a whole bunch of, spiritual stuff and meditative stuff to get ready for all this. And you anointed the candle and then sprinkled some of the herbs on, and, there was a whole process to it. And then you light the candle. So my candle the first day and overnight, because I kept it in the room where I sleep. So the first day and overnight, the next morning, so 24 hours, and the little top head burned completely down. And then another like day and a half, and the second one burned down. And then the third one, which was really big, and it burned all the way down so that there was just a shell of the jack-o'-lantern left. And I thought, and there was like nibby nub of the wick left. And I thought, well, that's it. That's interesting. It's just going to be this shell. But look, it just kept burning and burning and burning and burning until I ended up with this puddle. And I mean, this is really not much wax when you consider how big that candle was and how much wax it must have taken to make it. So I really loved doing the spell. It was really empowering and powerful. I had a lot of fun watching the candle burn and the pattern of the burning. And I don't take pictures or videos of spells while I'm working on them. I'm just kind of superstitious about that. But now that it's done, I don't mind showing it online. Now, the question is, and I would love for people to comment on this, what do we do with the remains of a spell? Now, I feel like the purpose of the spell itself is going to influence how you dispose of the remains or the leftovers of the spell. So if it's a hexing or some kind of a get the heck banishing, I'm feeling kind of, I'm over you or it or whatever. I'm banishing some quality I don't want in my life anymore, then, I might just throw it in the dump, like be gone. But this was different from that. So I want to be mindful and thoughtful of how I dispose of the remains of this spell. And I am lucky because where I live, I don't know, can you... Oops. So I live on the edge of some woodlands, and I feel like I can take my remains of the spell and just, offer it back to the earth. I have this beautiful oak tree out there that I'm friends with, and I might ask the oak tree to help continue the rhythm and vibration and energy of the spell. So that's the first thing. Everything else isn't going to take this long, I hope. The second thing you can see right behind is my Beth Owl's daughter does a solstice. I'm not sure what she calls it, but we light one candle each Sunday at dusk for the 4 weeks preceding solstice, and then on solstice we'll light the middle one. So Saturday solstice. So I've got east, south, west, and north going. And then on Saturday, oh my gosh, this is so crazy, I will light the middle candle. And those are all beeswax candles, locally crafted by someone here on the Cape. So I'm excited about that. And it's just like a peaceful, calming pause. And there's a couple of thousand people around the globe. I think Beth said on every continent but Antarctica. And maybe, I don't know, in the Arctic, I don't know. Anyway, most of the majority of the continents, there's people doing this, this ritual. And, you just take time, when I think about solstice, sun stands still. So I think stillness, pausing, resting, calming, being in a peaceful state is a really important part for me of solstice. And so starting 4 weeks before, and every Sunday at dusk, taking that pause, calming, grounding, and sending peace and love out to connect with all the other people who are doing this ritual, as well as just globally, is quite empowering. And I think this is the 4th or 5th year I've done this. I don't know how many years Beth has been doing it, many, many years. So anyway, that is another thing I'm doing. And then I went to friend's house for dinner the other day, and they gifted me this. I gotta see if I can pick it up. It's a horseshoe crab. And it's a big, giant horseshoe crab. So my friend's grandchildren found this shell on the beach near where we live. And August, September, they molt. And so that time of year, if you walk down the beach, you sometimes see hundreds of them. But honestly, I don't know that I've ever seen one this big. Let me show you. I think I have another little teeny one that I'll show you. Look! It's the littlest one I have ever seen, and another friend gifted this to me in the fall. So why? Why are people giving me horseshoe crabs? Because it was my first spirit animal. So I read this book, and I don't remember who wrote it. Beginner witchcraft or something, 35 years ago, 30 years ago, I don't know. And it had this little ritual in it for finding and connecting with your spirit animal or your animal ally. So I thought, I'm going to do that. So I went to the beach like a few days after I read about this ritual, and I walked down the beach to where there were no people. And I don't exactly remember the whole detail of it. It was a different beach than the one where my friend found that horseshoe crab, but it is also nearby. So I walked down, and you were supposed to do this meditation, close your eyes, do this meditation. I don't know, it was a whole big thing. And then when you opened your eyes, the first animal you saw was going to be your spirit animal or your animal ally. So I'm at the beach, and I'm thinking, it's going to be a seagull or a loon or a cormorant or a bluefish. I don't know, whatever, a hermit crab. So I did this thing. I opened my eyes. Oh, and I thought it could be an oyster. I mean, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, I looked down, and the first animal I saw was this guy. Well, not this particular one, but it was a horseshoe crab, and it was alive. It wasn't just the shell. It was a living horseshoe crab. And I'm like, that's my animal ally? Horseshoe crab? Who has an animal ally that's the horseshoe crab? Aren't I supposed to have a bear or a wolf or a deer or something? Or a hawk? I don't know. These more popular ones. But I've been very touched to have, I'm going to get another one. to have horseshoe crab as my animal ally. I have since asked other allies and connected with other allies over the years, but this was my first one, and I still feel a strong connection to horseshoe crab. A friend of mine is her partner is a pewter smith on the Cape, and he makes these beautiful pewter horseshoe crabs. And so this is always on my altar. So I always am in remembrance and connection with horseshoe crab. So this one, I'm going to be hanging up. I don't know, what do you think? Maybe like this? I don't know, I haven't decided. So that's been very exciting. I was so thrilled about that. So it was almost a little kind of gift of the Magi situation. So we were at, I was at my friend's house for dinner. And by the way, he's a Culinary Institute of America graduate, so you can imagine the kind of dinners we get when we go to his house, their house, both of them. So we were over there, I was over there for dinner, and that horseshoe crab was hanging up right near their fireplace. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like, that horseshoe crab is amazing. I said, where did you guys find it? You know, I'm asking him all these questions. I'm like, oh, and you painted it? What kind of paint did you use? And, you know, they're kind of answering me. And I'm like, this is great. And I thought, oh, I really want that horseshoe crab because it's my, you know, one of my animal allies. But of course, I'm not going to ask them for it. Meanwhile, my friend specifically made it for me, but didn't want to give it to me because he thought I wouldn't like it. So finally, I'm talking to his daughter-in-law. I'm like, I cannot get over that horseshoe crab. It's gorgeous. I can't believe it. Blah, 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 blah. And she said, Bruce made it for you, Liz. And I was like, what? She said, yeah, he thinks you don't want it. He thinks you're not going to want it. I'm like, why would I not want it? It's gorgeous. It's like, let me just put these two. Look, isn't that hilarious? And this is the littlest one I've ever seen. And this is the biggest one I've ever seen. Oh, man. So anyway, I said, Bruce, did you make that for me? And he's like, yeah, but I didn't think you'd want it. And he started criticizing it. I'm like, are you kidding me? I freaking love it. So I ended up with it. I'm so touched. So anyway, that's something I'm loving and enjoying right now. Another thing I'm enjoying right now, let's see, 1, 2, Top Tarot Trumps with Musings by Masha. So Masha in January of this year started a challenge, a project, or whatever, for YouTubers, tarot tubers, to go through our decks and pick out our 5 top tarot trumps for each one of the trumps starting in January with the Fool. And every couple weeks, Masha would release, I would wait for her to release her videos and then I would do mine. I never watched anybody else's video until I did mine because I didn't want to be influenced. So we've been doing that this whole year. Now here we are towards the end of December. And we have 1 card left, the World. And it has been a lot of fun. Pulling out decks, thinking about different majors. And I already have my World cards, quite a few. I usually go over 5, don't tell anyone, but yeah. So I have my World cards mostly thought out. And that has been a lot of it's been very pleasurable and edifying. You know, I've been learning a lot about things. And Masha's been doing these incredible, she does her top tarot trumps for each trump, but then she also did the history of the card for each one of the cards. So that was really interesting too. Check it out because it's really fascinating. So right now, so that's finishing up one more card. And I'm like, I did it! Miss Aries, who never sticks to anything. Woohoo! Anyway, the other tarot challenge that I'm involved in right now is Kelly Bear's Tarot Advent. So Kelly had us pick one deck to work with from December 1st till December 25th. And we are to pull 3 cards a day, every day. And then on the 25th, there'll be 6 cards left. So we'll do a 6-card spread. So we've been doing 3-card spreads. This is the deck I chose to work with, Charlie Claire Burgess, Gay Marseille. This has been wonderful. This has been incredible. I love Charlie's book that goes along with. I backed this on Kickstarter, and I think I got it in March of this year. And wow, it's great. So I have always wanted to learn about Marseille Tarot, but the decks didn't speak to me. I didn't like the color palette. I didn't like those weird eyes. Nope. And then I came across this delightful deck, and I love it. The pips are not just straightforward Marseille pips. What do we got here? So this is the Two of Swords. And, you know, there's little clues with the pips that are, so it like kind of semi-illustrated, I guess maybe we could say. But anyway, I love this deck. I love this project. I am so happy that Kelly invited us to do this with her. And I have not missed a day. So today is the 19th, so day 19. So we're getting down there. Oh, and I didn't say, you do your 3-card spread, and then you put those cards aside. So you don't put the cards back in. So by the end of the 25 days, you will have cycled through every card in the deck. So it's really a great way to learn about a deck. And I may try it again in the future, even maybe in January. Pick a deck that I want to dive into a little more. And just, you know, it doesn't have to be for Advent. It happens to work that way. But anyway, that has been another something that I've been enjoying quite a bit. And then finally, Pixie Pop. Now, this is by Gillian C. Wilde and a mystery person, because all throughout the literature they talk about, so here's the guidebook. It's great. It's a great little guidebook. Oh dear. And the welcome to Pixie Pop Tarot. And it talks a little bit about Pamela Coleman Smith and the deck. And they talk about who they are, but they never give any names. It's the, what's it called? Pixie Pops is part of a growing tarot series created by Pixie Style Divination. We are 2 independent deck creators whose goal is to honor the artwork of Pamela Coleman Smith. So I happen to know Gillian Wilde is one of them because I bought it from her website, but I don't know who the other person is. So I thought, okay, do I need another Rider-Waite-Smith deck? No. But when I saw this, look, it's edged, and I can shuffle it. It's a size that I can shuffle. Hallelujah. So that was one of the reasons why I got it. But it's also the beautiful colors in the skies and the background, and the fact that it's Pixie's art, but it's inclusive and diversified to include people with all different skin tones. And hey, that's nice. It is Pixie's art, so you're not going to see, you know, a variety of body types. You're not going to see gender, non-binary expression. I mean, I think, like, okay, let's take a look at this one. I don't know. That's that person. I don't know. That to me is a they. So that's nice. Strength. Now we have a couple of, here's a elder, hermit. But I love the coloration. I love the how they've, you know, pumped up the volume on the colors. The backgrounds, the skies are gorgeous. They're not really showing up that great on my camera. Oh, look at this temperance. Stuck to the devil. Beautiful. So you can see that this is really pretty much a clone, other than skin tones and sky. Look at this. Gorgeous, the star. Gorgeous. The moon is pretty much Pixie's moon, but the sky is beautiful. Goes from that midnight blue to a lighter blue. Here's our friend, the baby on the horseback. Judgment. The world. And then this deck has an extra major. So a card 22. So 23 majors, because of course the Fool is 0. And it's called The Visionary. And it's Pixie. So I do love that. I have not used this deck because it came in after Tarot Advent started. So once Tarot Advent ends, I will be using it. Let's see. Here's the Ace of Swords, Ace of Wands. The colors are just stunning. Ace of Pentacles. So I'm looking forward to using it. And like I said, it's small enough so that my little weenie hands can shuffle it. So that's it. That's my 5 things I'm enjoying right now. How about you? Anything in particular that's making you happy right now that you're working on in the tarot spiritual realm? So thank you to Kelly Bear for your beautiful Tarot Advent project. Thank you to Masha at Masha Musing. Thank you to Ben for your beautiful spell. Thank you to Charlie Claire Burgess for your beautiful deck and these guys. And my friends for my beautiful horseshoe crab, and to Beth Owl's daughter for the beautiful solstice ritual. Peace and love, everybody.